Hey, do you remember that one time, it was right after Dan bought the $5 dog. About 2 weeks after Ann first showed Dad the silk stockings.
Well, I remember the battle over those stockings.
Yeah, well, a little while after that, Dad and Dr. Burton had that long conference upstairs, and when they came down, Dad was joking.
Yes, and we didn't think a thing about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even have a suspicion.
That's the time.
They were so cheerful. Gosh, Frank, when a man with a dozen children gets told his heart's on the blink, what's he gonna do?
That's what I'm getting at. I mean, maybe that's the reason that Dad didn't want you girls thinking about boys and movies and sodas all the time.
Well, it wouldn't contribute to skipping grades at school.
Don't you see? Further along in school and the more we knew about everything, well, the easier it is later on.
Of course.
We'd be able to take care of ourselves better. There'd be less of a load on Mother.
You can't blame him for not wanting us to hang out with boys and things, but we just didn't know.
But he didn't know either. Like what Mother said about high school girls.
I guess boys and things, Dad must have figured it was a shocking waste of time.
The way I see, the first boy to call here, it was the same night that Dad and Dr. Burton had that long conference.
Yes. Dad and the doctor went upstairs after dinner that night.
Yeah. You and I were right over there playing checkers when they came down.
And I was just wishing the phone would ring and it would be some fullback who was dying to meet me. Well, I didn't pay much attention to the checkers that night. Well, or even Dad.
Somehow you should realize right then. I mean, what the doctor was saying to Dad. You should understand at the time.
But at the time, they seemed so casual. I mean, it just passed like any other ordinary conversation might pass.
And you were sitting here, right? And I was sitting right here.
And we hardly noticed. I guess I was daydreaming.
Hey, Ern, it's your move.
Oh, right, sorry. There.
Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure.
Okay.
Oh, I suppose you feel proud of yourself.
Well, another game?
Quacks. You're all quacks.
I hear it so much there must be something to it.
The Gilbreths are rugged pioneer stock. There's no time for nonsense like being sick.
Well, what about the Gilbreth measles epidemic last spring?
Well, probably even the pioneers got the measles.
It's possible.
You old fake. And now you're trying to tell me I shouldn't take out any 3-year magazine subscriptions.
Absolute waste of money.
Well,
Wait.
how about a 1-year subscription?
I'd still save my money if I were you. I'd ask about short-term subscriptions. Maybe even 6 months.
It's a mighty short-term subscription.
A man with your responsibility doesn't want to waste his money.
Mr. Bones, I don't believe a word you say. I feel too good. Besides, I'm too busy.
Fine, I'll have to worry about it. See you next week.
You bet you will.
Hey, Dad, what kind of magazine are you subscribing for?
Oh, never you mind. Look, what's this?
Well, we already finished our homework.
There's no reason to stop there. If you always do more, pretty soon you skip a grade.
But I skipped a grade last year, so...
Start thinking about next year. I don't want you held back by a school system geared for the children of average parents. That's one of our topics for discussion tonight. Silk stockings.
Well, I've been wearing them at school, and I guess you might as well know it.
Next thing I know, you'll start painting yourself.
Everybody wears makeup nowadays.
And they don't call it painting anymore.
I don't care what they call it. I'll not have any painted ladies in this house.
What you want is a house full of old maids.
No, what I want is you to get ahead with the things that matter. by yourselves, without needing me to hound you all the time.
And the topic for tonight's family council is skipping grades at school.
Yes, by jingo, and a little better organization around here.
I voted that we said all topics should be of general interest.
Yeah.
Better organization is always of general interest.
Dad is so smart. Why can't he understand?
Oh, you poor thing.
It's your move.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Now, you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure.
Okay.
No,
Another game.
no.
Get him out of here!
Of all the dumb dogs. Well, what do you expect for $5?
Up on Dad's bed again.
That dog is always on Dad's bed. He's crazy about Dad.
The basement window, up the back stairs, running across the coal bin, and then Dad's bed.
Oh, he was right about the dog, and now he'll think he's right about everything.
Clothes, makeup, and everything.
Oh, they still think the boys will go mad over them.
Over them?
What's so ridiculous about that?
Oh, nothing. I just never
Only
really...
what?
If you've got anything to say, then you might as well.
Well, I just never thought you'd have that kind of effect on anybody.
Yeah, I mean, we've known you all of our lives, but, for a boy to know you so.
Thanks for the compliment.
Well, I think you guys are very good swimmers, and you're good at tennis.
Well, we don't care for your opinion.
Other boys don't feel like that about us.
Do they?
I've never even heard the subject mentioned.
I mean, if you want an honest, frank answer.
We don't.
Silk stockings? Well, what good do they do?
Someday you're gonna be surprised. Someday that phone's gonna ring and it'll be... it'll be...
Somebody for Dad. Hello? What? You want to talk with who? Are you sure about that? You haven't got her mixed up with somebody else?
Who's it for?
Anne Gilbreth, the one with the freckles. Stop. Sorry, don't hang up. Look, Anne, imagine it. It's a boy for you. Hurry before he hangs up.
Snake in the grass! Hello? Yes, this is Aunt Gilbreth.
It's a boy for you.
Oh no, it's nice of you to call.
Talk to him.
Say something. I'll take care of them. I will fracture your skulls. Go, you bet I mean it.
No, nothing.
Get out of here.
Yes, it's a very good time to call. Where have I been all your life? Mostly I've been right here.
Get him along.
Oh, I'd love to have a soda with you at the drugstore. Tonight? At night?
What about Dad?
Oh, you're coming right over.
And
Just give a little toot on your horn when you get here. All right, be seeing you.
who is it?
Joe Scales.
Golly, the cheerleader. And a car too.
He's a little undersized.
What if he is? I mean, he can't expect to start with the captain of the football team. But maybe if some people begin taking us out, then maybe other people will. Maybe.
And I mean, he has the best car at school. Have you heard it backfire?
All right, but what'll you tell Dad?
Sooner or later, he's got to realize.
Don't you think it's better if he realizes just a little at a time?
Well, I don't know when I'll get another chance. I mean, I'm sure there will be a lot of people down at the drugstore. I'm sure there'll be almost everyone.
Well, if Dad lets you go,
I might have a project.
Yes.
Oh, don't you realize this is the start? Boys notice girls that other boys notice. Pretty soon you'll be getting popular, and then you'll meet someone you really want to meet.
If Dad lets you go, then he can't be so strict with us.
No.
See, it's the start of everything, that's all. That's why it's so important.
Oh, when is he coming?
I don't know. He'll be come soon. Oh, Mother, there was a phone call. A boy called me.
That's nice, Dee.
I think he's a very well-brought-up boy.
He's the cheerleader.
He asked for me to go have a soda with him tonight at the drugstore.
Oh, tonight? Well, I don't think tonight's the best night for that. Maybe some other time.
If I break the first date I ever had, there won't be another night.
Oh, please, Mother.
Say something to Dad.
I wish I could. Some other time.
But when?
Well, I suppose you do have to start sometime, though.
I already told him yes.
Oh. Well, maybe we can bring it up at the end of the council. But you'll have to be cooperative. I hope this boy's the quiet and reassuring type.
Oh, he is.
Oh, and he's small too. Only that high.
No, he's not.
Oh, that's reassuring.
He is.
Thank you.
Oh, Anna, this is gonna be wonderful.
You're so
Frank.
lucky.
What are you gonna wear? Is he all right?
Oh, you're so lucky.
Always.
It really work.
Calm down.
You are, Mother.
Dad, I was trying to explain things to the dog. We made a new bed for him under the porch. He's sure to stay there.
By jingo, he'd better. Before we get into the business of the meeting, if there are any topics of general interest you'd like to bring up. Hearing
Mr.
none,
Chairman?
we'll move on.
I'd like to go on the topic of roller skate.
Not of general interest.
I'm interested.
Quiet, Jackie.
The trouble is, you always decide what's of general interest, and none of us really have a chance. I don't think that's very democratic.
Nonsense. I always favor a family discussion of general interest before getting into the business of the meeting. And I can't recall ever being unreasonable as to subject matter.
Well, I might sometimes see a boy who's in my history class. He's the cheerleader.
Not of general interest.
Oh no, he is. We're all very interested.
Well, not me. I'm bored stiff. Now, if Ann had said she might sometimes see a two-headed boy, that would be of general interest.
I'd be very interested in a two-headed boy.
Now, I have a real first-rate topic. I'm going to teach you a new method of multiplication that's bound to make a wonderful impression on your teachers. It's little things like that that add up to skipping grades in school.
Is that of general interest, Daddy?
No.
That, son, is of the utmost general interest. But before we get into the mathematics, I have an announcement to make. I've been invited to speak at the World Management Conference in London, and despite the opposition of a few worriers, I intend to go. But by jingo, I'm going to leave this family in smooth running condition, without a big load on your mother.
Oh, they're not such a load.
First, you'll organize a purchasing committee to buy the necessary food, clothes, and equipment. Then, you'll elect a utilities officer to levy 5-cent fines on wasters of water and electricity. A projects committee will see that all works are completed on schedule. I don't want your mother doing too much.
Well, I'll help, of course, Dad. And since that's settled, I move we adjourn.
We need more system. I'm installing word charts in the bathroom, and you're to initial them every day after taking baths, combing hair, brushing teeth, and so on. That way, your mother only has to glance
We're
at
all
the
in
charts.
favor, and I think we ought to adjourn.
Oh, it's getting late.
It sure is.
I'd like to see us have the most efficient household in the whole world. That would leave more time for your schoolwork, your education.
Well, we're all doing fine in our studies, so can't we go into that tomorrow?
Yes.
But I want you doing better. Skipping grades now and then. The most important thing is your schoolwork, and I don't want anything to interfere
Mr.
with it.
Chairman, please, I move we adjourn.
I second the motion.
Yes.
What matters most is getting ahead in school, and anything that detracts from that, and anything that takes away from your education. Well, what I was trying to say is that your schoolwork is the most
Ann! Hey, Ann!
Are you in any way responsible for that noise?
I'm responsible.
Oh, great Caesar's Coast! What's that written on the outside of his car? Jump in, sardine, here's your tip.
There's more on the other side.
The boy who asked Anne if she could go have a soda with him tonight. And Frank, I thought it might be all right.
I've already done my homework.
We have a mathematics project.
Can't I get that for Ernst later? I mean, it
Tell
only
him to
takes me-
stop that.
Joe, come in and park the car! Please, Dad.
Now, Frank, I won't have you embarrass her.
What am I supposed to do, go sit in the kitchen?
No, we're gonna have a little talk before you say anything to that boy. He could be very nice.
He's the cheerleader.
Oh, well, that settles it.
Now, you keep an open mind.
You know, anyone would think boys were more important than mathematics projects.
Now what?
I don't know.
Hey, the gang's all here! Well, what's the matter? Didn't you hear me honk?
Oh, we heard you.
Some horn, eh?
Well, my brothers and sisters.
The babies are upstairs.
Some family.
You're the first cheerleader we've ever saw up close. Gee.
Well, how do you like my tie? It's a William Tell tie. You pull the bow, and it hits the apple. See, a William Tell tie. You pull the bow, and it hits the apple. Some tie, eh? Say, we're running late. We'd better shove off.
Okay, well, I think my dad might want to meet you first.
I think maybe he will.
Well, the gang's all down there. We gotta get going.
Hey, do you think you have time to show us, I don't know, a cheer?
No! Yes! No.
Yes.
Sure thing.
Are you crazy?
I'll show you one turn, then we'll get going, okay?
Please don't.
Don't worry about it. Just follow me.
Oh.
I said a hoo, hurrah, hooray, and a tiger for Montclair High. A hoo, hurrah, hooray, and a tiger. I want to hear you hold out ready. I said a hoo, hurrah, and hooray, and a tiger for Montclair High. Oh.
Now, Frank.
Dad, I'd like you to meet Mr. Joe Scales.
How do you do, young man?
Hiya, Pop.
Dad, Joe asked me to go have a soda with him down at the drugstore. He says the gang's all down there.
Well, how about the project?
I'd like to go, Dad.
I'm always reasonable. A soda shouldn't take long.
You mean I can go?
Of course you can, honey.
Dad.
Now, let's see. I can take time out of my schedule for 15 minutes, maybe 20.
Take time for what?
Well, to chaperone you, of course.
A chaperone? With me?
Now, you didn't think I was letting her out of the house alone with you.
Well, what's wrong with me?
It'd take more than 15 minutes to answer that one.
I can't walk into a drugstore right in front of everyone, followed by a girl's father.
Well, what's wrong with me?
Oh, young man, that's a rhetorical question.
Oh, I don't care if it is. I'm not going to be chaperoning any drugstore.
Please, Joe.
Well, don't you trust your own flesh and blood?
Of course he does.
Of course I trust Anne. I trust all my children. It's cheerleaders I don't trust.
Well, if that's the way you feel, I'm leaving. I'll go get someone else.
A judicious decision.
Just a minute, Joe. I think
Must
we can
have
work
been
this out.
crazy.
Some date.
Wait till I tell the guys at the store what happens when you date a
I'm
Gilbert.
not gonna tell them all.
It isn't Aunt's fault.
Wait till they hear. You'll get no more dates. Like me.
Well, a hooray and a tiger for us.
Dad.
Huh?
I just don't see what the problem would have been if I had gone for one date. He's gonna tell them all. So embarrassed.
Cheerleaders. I mean, what a waste of time. You know, how about we just do a little on the mathematics project and then I'll take you all to the movies. We'll have popcorn and soda and have a wonderful time.
Nobody in this family understands me. I just wish I were dead.
What a thing to wish. Enough of that nonsense. I'll now teach you how to multiply two-digit numbers in your head. Now, our first example. 46 times 46. You figure out how much more 46 is than 25.
Oh, there he goes.
Then, you figure out how much less 26 is than 50. The answer is 4. You square the 4 and get 16.